Everyone. Recap of Round 8 World Chess Championship at Singapore. Gukesh Ding Liren play out fifth consecutive draw after 4.5 hours of grueling chess. Finally, Ding is able to force a draw against Gukesh in 51 moves. Let's move on to the game. Ding opened 1 c4. It's clearly one of his favorite English opening. Gugesh played e5, knight c3, bishop b4, knight d5, bishop e7, knight f3, d6, g3, c6, knight takes e7, knight takes e7, bishop g2, f6. Here Gugesh surprised by playing a new move f6. Ding castled on the king side. Here Ding took 13 minutes to play this move. Maybe Ding mindset is affected by Guge's opening preparation f6, seventh move f6. Bishop e6, b3, d5, bishop a3, short castle, rook c1, a5, knight e1, rook e8. Here almost Ding took 10 minutes, 10, sorry, Gugesh took 10 minutes to play this rook e8 move. Uh, it's a very important situation. f4. Here in game, Gugesh continued with e takes f4, but instead of e takes f4, if Gugesh played e4, then comes d3, e takes d3, knight takes d3, the position is equal. So in game, continuation is e takes f4, rook takes f4, d takes e4, b takes c4. Here you see white bishop pair is superb active, and also the B file is half open file, so you can white can use the half open file by playing rook b1 in the future to attack the b7 pawn. And also uh, the center pawns, there is no more center pawns in the black side, but white has e and d pawn which is not yet moved. And also the only weakness in white side is the pawn structure on the queen side. So the a pawn is isolated and it is weak. So knight g6 by Gugesh, rook e4, knight a6, knight c2. Here Ding spent 15 minutes to play this move in order to improve his knight by playing knight d4 in the future. So queen c7, knight d4, bishop f7, d3, knight e5, knight f3, knight d7. In in game, knight d7 is played, but if black can play bishop g6, then rook h4 gives equality. But in game, knight d7 is played. So after knight d7, white plays this rook takes e8, rook takes e8. So white gives his e file to the black side, and white gets the b file instead, which is a half open file. So Ding is utilizing this open lines to launch an attack on the queen side, while Guge's rook on the half open e file lacks significant impact. So here Gugesh played b5. So for b5, c takes b5, queen b6. king f1, and then c takes b5. Here now Gugesh gets queenside pawn majority. Bishop b2. Okay, if white saves the a pawn by playing queen d2, then b4. So after b4, bishop b2, knight c7, uh, rook c1, knight b5, bishop a1, knights knight to c5 with an idea of knight a4 and followed by knight a c3, fixing the knight on the c3 square gives some advantages and gives some attacking chances in the future. So, but in game, Ding played bishop b2, sacrificing the a2 pawn. So after bishop takes a2, Gugesh is pawn up and also with the two passer on his queen side, bishop d4, knight a c5. So in case if Gugesh played queen b8, then rook a1 after bishop f7, rook takes a5, he lost his pawn. So knight a c5 to maintain the support for the a pawn. So after knight a c5, you see Gugesh wantedly put his knight in the pin. So with some proper protection, but anyhow the pin is a dangerous one. So Ding started to press the pinned piece. Rook c1, bishop b3, a very nice move. Queen e1, bishop e6. So instead of bishop e6, there is a variation. If a4, then there is a good move for white with the queen b4, increasing the pressure of the c5 knight, which is pinned already. So Gugesh chooses the bishop e6 move. So after bishop e6, queen f queen f2, a very nice move, like Ding. So rook c8, increasing the support for the c5 pinned knight, and bishop e3, vacating the d4 square for the knight. Play knight d4 and attacking the only bishop on the opponent side. So rook c7, knight d4, knight d4 f. And the knight d4 idea is to interfere, to create interference move in the c6 square. After bishop f7, white achieved that knight c6, disconnecting the support for the c5 knight, which is already attacked by three pieces, and black is now protecting with only with the two pieces. So here Guge is forced to give up his exchange by playing rook takes c6, bishop takes c6, queen takes c6. So after queen takes c6, bishop takes c5. Here Gugesh is exchanged down, but for that exchange down, Gugesh gets two pawn advantage on the queen side already, and that pawns are already a passer pawn. So somehow the position is even, it is equal, even though it's exchanged down, the positions is equal. So and the fights continues by playing h6, king e1. If for king e1, if white plays a4, then king d2, queen e6 will be a equality. But in game, Gugesh played b4, which is a mistake. Uh, so actually, Ding should punish this by playing king d2, b3, and bishop a3, queen a4. If queen a4, then rook c8 would be a check. After king h7, bishop b2, queen b4 check, followed by rook c3 and rook c3, knight e5, queen f4, which gives a nice advantage. And the pass pawns are right now it's stopped and it is the position is favor for white only. So white can win this game easily. White does already have a center passer, and white can win this game easily without any problem. So, but For this b4, Ding didn't Ding didn't find the move, and he played queen d4, which immediately equalized the position again. So after queen d4, the advantage for Ding is uh, lost, and the position becomes equal after knight e5. A very nice move by Gukesh. After knight e5, king d2, queen g2, queen f2, queen d5, queen d4, queen g2, queen f2, queen d5, queen d4. Now, if Gugesh plays queen g2, then it is 3-4 repetition draw. But here, I respect Gugesh guts. Even though it's exchanged out, he declined the repetition and continues the game by playing queen a2. So, which is a wonderful decision. Uh, so after rook c2, he believes his b pawn under the a pawn, even though it's exchanged out. So after rook c2, queen e6. Now, after queen a6, again the position is favor for uh, uh, Ding. Okay, so you may think queen a4 to maintain the support for the a pawn, but this gives a bloody disadvantage for Cookies. You can pause the video and find the move for white. Find the best continuation for white here. There is only one possible continuation white can get. White can use this advantage to win the game. If you found the move bishop d6, it's fine. It's a very excellent move because it opens the c file for the rook, and also so the knight is pressured. So after knight g6, h4 with an idea to brush the knight by playing h5. So knight h8, queen e4, controlling the h7 square with an idea of rook c8. So after bishop g6, queen d5 check, bishop f7, queen f5, controlling again the h7 square with an idea of rook c8. So after bishop g6, rook c8 check. Now finally, if king h7, then this queen e6 with an idea of queen g8 mate. So if black plays bishop f7, this is a serious mistake because of rook takes a8, rook takes h8, king takes h8, queen takes f7, and it is a clearly win for white. So after queen e6, somehow it's slightly advantage for white, but white didn't use that advantage, and he played queen d8 check, king h7, q takes a5, b3. This pawn is the god of this game for Gugesh to save the game from the loss. After rook c1, queen d5 check, queen b4, supporting the bishop. So queen g2 again. This time, Ding played this queen e4 move, forcing Gugesh to exchange the queen. And after queen takes e4, d takes e4, b2, rook b1. Finally, Gugesh played this bishop a2 move, so forcing white to capture that and getting the exchange back by playing knight c4. After king c3, knight takes b2. Now this is finally a draw, even though white is pawn open, but it is a double pawn already. It's a opposite color bishop end game. This leads to a draw. So stay tuned for the round 9 recap. Bye. Thank you.